students. Today we are going to take the more information about long run costs. Students, you know all the factors are variable in the long run means we can change all the factors of the production in the long run because there is a sufficient time to change in the factors of the production. Hence, there is a no total fixed cost or average fixed cost in the long run. Means there is a no difference between total variable cost and the total cost. We use the term total cost in the long run. So again, there is a no difference between the average variable cost and the average total cost. So they are called long run average cost and long run marginal cost. Then what is long run average cost? Means it is the cost per unit of the output. And long run marginal cost means it is the change in the total cost per unit of change in output. We have already taken the information in the last video. Then how is the shapes of the long run cost curve? Means the long run average cost and long run marginal cost. In the long run average cost and long run marginal cost curves are U-shaped. Why? Because the law of returns to scale is the reason for the U-shape. Students, you know there are the three stages of the law of returns to scale. First one, increasing returns to scale. Means it implies if we increase all inputs by a certain proportion, output increase by more than that proportion. Means if we increases in all the inputs, then result is output also increases. Means here average cost falls because of the increasing returns to scale. Then next one is diminishing returns to scale. It implies means shows if we wanted to increase the output by a certain proportion, the inputs need to be increased by more than that proportion. Means here when a proportional increase in all inputs, then output by increase by a smaller proportion. Then here the average cost must be rising because of the diminishing returns to scale. And CRS means constant returns to scale. It shows the proportional increase in inputs resulting in proportional increase in output. So here the average cost remain constant. Means here when we increase in all inputs, what is result? The result is in an increase in output by the same proportion. So here the average cost remain constant. Students, we explain it with the help of the diagram. See here in the diagram on the OX axis we represents the output and on the OY axis we represents the cost. If we observe here, we will come to know the first unit of the output, both means the long run marginal cost curve and long run average cost curve are the same. See here, for the first unit of the output, both means the long run marginal cost curve and long run average cost curve both are the same. When as output increases here, when at output increases, then the long run average cost curve initially falls. Here it is false, and after a certain point it rises. Means here the average cost is falling and marginal cost must be less than the average cost. See here the average cost curve is falling and marginal cost curve it is less than the average cost curve. Why? Because due to the operation of increasing returns to scale. Then long run average cost and long run marginal cost curves are flat in the middle. See here, these two curves are flat in the middle. Why? Because due to operation of the constant returns to scale. Constant returns to scale means when a proportional increase in all inputs result is an increase in output by a same proportion. So here the long run average cost curve and the long run marginal cost curve, they are the flat. See here, when the average cost is rising, marginal cost must be greater than the average cost. See here, when the average cost curve is rising, then the marginal cost curve it is greater than the average cost curve. Then the long run marginal cost curve is therefore is U-shaped. See here, the marginal cost curve is U-shaped, and this curve means the marginal cost curve cuts the long run average cost curve from below at the minimum point of the LRAC. See here, the marginal cost curve is the U-shaped, and this curve cuts the average cost curve from below at the minimum point of the long run average cost curve. So the long run marginal cost and the long run average cost increase due to the law of diminishing returns to scale. These both curve means the marginal cost curve and the average cost curve looks like the flatter U shape. Why? Because of the operation of law of returns to scale. So students, this is all about the long run average cost curve, long run marginal cost curve, and also the shapes of the long run cost curve. Thank you.